Hello everybody, my name is Dratnos. Welcome to my weekly vault video. This week, you may notice I've got a sound a little different, look a little different. One of my teeth like broke. It's kind of messed up, so may not be an episode next week because that's when I've got my operation scheduled to fix that. So that is what it is. It's all good, no pain. That tooth was already dead. But speaking of things that aren't dead, here's my warrior. This character, I think I just did one key on, so really spinning the wheel here. See what we can pick up. Ooh, okay, boots. I already have crafted boots, and I have a crafted ring. What are my embellishments? Boots are one of my embellishments. Bracers are the other. I mean, I could get 3 eye levels out of upgrading boots. I think I'm just gonna take the part of a socket. I'm probably not gonna use this character for too much stuff where I'm gonna need like too much min-max, and I think I'm gonna end up wanting the sockets eventually. Like the sockets I think are gonna lead to more power eventually than, you know, 3 eye levels on boots and moving an embellishment around. I crafted the wrong ring to put an embellishment on it, and there's not good tank embellishments for rings, so I would have to like craft a belt or something or a cloak, which would be upgrades, but I'm not interested in worrying about that, so I'll just take the part of the socket and continue. I was hoping to see, I guess I was mostly hoping to see a belt or a cloak there, or a good trinket, but I don't know. That character already pretty much has everything it wants, so it was really just a, you know, like a 5% chance of there being an upgrade in that vault. Alright, next character is my monk. My monk's also looking quite good now. This thing needs, I guess... Oh, gloves. Gloves is what this thing needs. Alright, well, loot spec Windwalker, because I've already got fantastic tank trinkets here. And yeah, I've got a good weapon now. Accelerating Sandglass. This seems like a pretty awful trinket for Windwalker or Brewmaster. I don't know for sure, but historically haste has been like a garbage stat for monks in general. So yeah, let's just again take a little bit of a socket, and I think I also have to do a leather bracer craft on this character real quick. I got pinged in Discord to go make somebody some bracers, so let's see if we can take care of that real quick as well. Pop on over here. And crafting orders, let's just see. Yeah, one in the guild. Okay. Do that nice and quick, and then I don't have to log on to this character again until, I guess it's key time at some point this week. Alright, up next is... my Paladin actually did 7 bosses. We did Smolder on an alt raid last reset, and maybe the reset before as well. I don't remember. I think we could do Tindril. Actually, and with the nerfs to Fire-Rack, we could maybe do that kind of soon as well in our alt raid, but I think we're going to keep just doing 7 bosses in alt raid for a little while. But 7 bosses is enough to get a full vault, which this character does have. I also sent some upgrades to make Smolderon a little bit easier, and yeah, this character actually is starting to get just really kitted out. Could use, I guess, a big weapon, like a one-handed weapon. So yeah, let's say loot spec prot. I guess I could also use a shield, a few eye levels on a shield. Ooh, a Mythic Pips Emerald Dream Friendship Badge. That is really funny, because last week I think I took this Porcelain Crab, and the Friendship Badge is like also really good. I actually think that was the choice last week, was between a Mythic Badge and that item. And we've got Myth Track in these other 2 slots, but I already have 489 Myth Track in both of these slots, so in fact, I already have Avoidance in both of these slots. So it's a question of, do I want a Pips or do I want a socket? Because, you know, I'm not sure I would actually wear the Pips. I guess it would let me play Ret at some point. Like, that's a good trinket if I want to play Ret. I could just play Pips and Porcelain Crab. Alright, I'm going to take the Pips. It feels like, I think the socket is going to be better for prot, but it just feels wrong to pass a trinket in as high demand as Pips when I could just grab it for free right now, and then, you know, if I ever do want to use it, if I don't want to play a Cheat Death trinket, if I want to play Ret Pally, I can put on the Pips, and otherwise I'm never getting that item, right? Like, I'm only going to get that item out of my vault. Now, it could just keep getting offered to me every week in my vault, but I don't know. I'll take sockets in the future. The sockets would be nice. The sockets are nice for sure, but I don't know. I'm not passing. I'm not going to take a socket over a pips if I might use the pips, right? Which I think that character maybe would. Maybe. All right, here is my DH. DH also pretty much full build. Would like to see a helmet. Yeah, a helmet. That's kind of the main thing we'd be looking for here. I guess a better trinket than my stupid... Ooh, there's a better trinket than my stupid one. Yeah, okay, so we have non-upgrades here. So we either take a Signet Brand, a Mythic Signet Brand, because, yeah, this character I also killed Mythic Smolderon on, I think in just main raid last week. And yeah, that's going to be better than Ashes of the Ember Soul for Vengeance DPS, I believe. Hard to imagine otherwise. And so I still need to upgrade my helmet at some point on this guy, but that is... Where does the helmet come from? That comes from Tindril, right? Yeah, maybe this character could kill Tindril. Maybe I'll just find one of the other Myth Track helmet locations. Where actually... Because I could almost just catalyze it, right? Loots, head, Gnarlroot. Ooh, that's an easy boss to be in for. All right, well, I'll try and kill Gnarlroot on this character to secure that then. All right, here's my DK. My DK did 1 key, and I also did 1 Mythic boss and 1 Heroic boss, because we didn't kill Mythic Virak last week. We will this week probably now that it's nerfed, but last week we had some roster troubles, weren't really able to put together a second day of raids to go and do it, so yeah, let's see what we can accomplish here. Loot spec. Frost is probably fine. Yeah, I don't know. I guess a one-hander could be cool. Probably just taking part of the socket here, if we're being honest. Pretty hard to find an upgrade. Actually, if I'd done Mythic, this would have been an upgrade on the Myth track, but yeah, all right, we'll take the bit of a socket. And actually, I think, yep, this is a full socket for me as well, which does help because I think I have Myth track bracers waiting to be socketed in my bag somewhere. Yeah, I do. All right, so, you know, that's nice. Throw those on, stick in some haste verse, and put some speed on them. Bracer speed. And all right, you know, not bad. This character is still fully socketed out. The only thing it needs now is gloves, which I believe come from Igira, and maybe somewhere else in the raid as well. So maybe try and make sure that I can get those this week. And then genuinely, I think I'll be... Oh, I guess I could... Well, I can make a 486 socketed ring with a spark. So maybe that's also something worth doing. 3 item levels on a ring. Although this ring is verse heavy, which is nice. Although, one being equally haste verse would also be fine. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, the character is basically done, but there's a little bit of small upgrades that can come to it. But yeah, all right. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with this character. Basically doesn't have anything else that it needs. Here's my druid. I put this character in the trading post attire because I think it looks pretty good. Let's see what we've got. I think I did just the 1 key on this character last week, so tremendous RNG on this vault. I think I'm mostly looking for trinkets. I think I still need a cheat death trinket on this guy. This is like one of the few tanks that somehow didn't get a huge cheat death trinket out of the vault. So yeah, loot spec, Guardian seems appropriate. And yeah, cheat death trinket. A cheat death trinket or a belt or bracers would be really good, because then I have enough crests to actually upgrade all the way up. Okay, Myth Track pants. I already have those, so we're going to take the bit of a socket. And yeah, okay, that's my first 2 out of 6 on this character, so still a ways off of the socket here unless I do more content than just a single key. All right, now it's time for my DPS characters. I'm actually going to start with my Evoker, because this character may be hot swapping to be my M+ character this season, which, yeah, could be, we were doing a little switcheroo. I think it could be fun to play Og for a season, and one of our DPS kind of wants to tank, and our mage is like already healing for us and stuff, and yeah, this character is a little ways away from being, you know, ready to push high keys, but it's actually not that far off. I have a Balorelos that I got, a heroic Balorelos. I did a heroic full clear last week. So what I actually want to do is I want to open in Preservation loot spec, because what I'd really like to see is the Everbloom trinket, the leaf. That one is the one that I think I'd be most excited by. We're not going to see it. We're going to see Mythic Pants, although I kind of want to craft the Verse proc pants. Or a Mythic Cloak, a Verse Mastery Cloak. That's kind of compelling. Mastery is a good stat for me. Versatility is not a great stat for Og in terms of being like a damage stat, but versatility is always good for key pushing to just not be dead. And then we just have some heroic options in these slots, which we're not going to take. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Mythic Cloak, actually. I think this is going to be a pretty nice option here. I don't actually know what the catalyst stats are here, and that's maybe something I should have looked at, because if you catalyzed into pretty good stats as well on the cloak, then I'd be less interested in doing this. But either way, I'm pretty sure you catalyzed into bad stats. I think I've looked at them on Evoker. So yeah, let's just grab that, put avoidance on that, cloak avoid, and yeah, that's a small upgrade, but, you know, this character actually doesn't really, like, yeah, okay, I've got a 441 necklace, but I actually have an Enchanted Aspect crest, so I can just bring that up to 486 if I wanted to. Unfortunately, I crafted Adaptive Dracothist Arm Guards, and for a while, I think I'm going to use this and the pants. I've been looking at it a little bit more, though, and it looks like people are using just blue silken lining in high keys with the pants, so I may need to recraft. I might just put those on bracers, put blue silken lining on some bracers, or maybe just recraft the ring to have that instead. I'm not sure. Ideally, I'd like to wear a piece with the flavor pocket as well. So those are going to be some things that I got to figure out in the coming days if I actually do want to use this character. But, you know, this is a nice kind of forever piece that I can have on this character, so pretty happy about that. My weapon is good. It's not a huge staff or anything like that, but, you know, this is a Myth Track main hand, a Hero Track off hand, that'll work. Hero Track in most of the other slots. I just haven't upgraded them yet, but, you know, if I start farming keys, I'm going to get the crest needed for that, so yeah, this character is starting to come together. It's, you know, needs a little bit of work, but it's, like, most of the time-gated stuff, it's actually in reasonably good shape for. Okay, up next is my rogue. Updated my transmog on this guy as well. I've got the, I think this was from the Treasure Goblin event, this leg thing. and then these calipers or whatever these things are called here. And yeah, I don't know. We're gonna, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with that transmog, but, you know. My characters are either transmogged into something hideous or just untransmogged and it's hideous. That's kind of the vibe. In the vault, we are looking for a trinket. Midas Talisman would be good. I also did I did LFR, but we're not going to take any of those. There's a belt, a crit haste belt. All right. Yeah, I mean, we'll grab the belt, and looks like I could catalyze this into heavier crit, but mastery instead of haste. That might be worth it as well. But yeah, we'll just take the eye levels on the belt, and yeah, this character's also quite good. Mostly just needs a trinket. Surely I can find one of those. Another trinket as well. Like 2 good trinkets could be good things to find for this guy, but otherwise, you know, pretty much everything is high level now, so that's good. That is good. All right, next character is my Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest, I've heard, is OP, but it sure hadn't looked OP when I've been playing it, but I don't know. I think I maybe still have old talents. I need to look and see the talent builds people are running with this thing. Plus, it's prio damage that it's good at, so it's not going to look super sick on the details. I mean, it should look better than I'm doing with it, but I mean, the gear is I still have some bad pieces, but yeah, I should start doing more damage on this thing. This reset for sure. I guess I still have some 447, 457 garbage. 447 here as well, so yeah, hopefully we find an upgrade. Trinket. Yeah, trinket, cloak, bracers, a big staff. Ooh, Sea Star. That sounds, I know this is good for some specs. Even if it's not good for Priest, which I don't know. I guess verse is probably not huge, but an int proc is probably good. And it's also got avoidance on it. I mean, it's hard to imagine that there's just no way it's worse than Neuraxis' Spiked Tongue, and I think it might be actively pretty good. So I don't know. We'll put that on, and it's either really good or it's, you know, whatever, and it's a good temporary upgrade, and I don't really need to look it up to decide that. Because, like, even if it's bad, it lets me upgrade any hero track trinket to 483 now, so whenever I find a good trinket, I can just bring it on up to high level, which is very valuable on these characters that don't do enough content to get a lot of crests. Okay, here's my shaman. Loot spec, I'm going to put over to enhance, because I would like to try some enhance on this character. And let's see if we can get something that will facilitate that. Okay, I did do a heroic on this character as well. We've got a few upgrades here, mostly some transmog upgrades. But it looks like there is a cloak here, a crit haste cloak on the myth track. All right, we'll grab that. That's you know, the highest eye level of these options. And yeah, I would like to play some enhance on this character at some point, but I still need to pick up weapons and trinket. I can craft some of those, but I don't want to craft all of those, if you know what I mean, right? Like, I don't want to be sitting here on fully crafted those slots. So if I can pick up one or two, then I'll craft the others and, yeah, play some enhance. But until then, I mean, I guess my trinkets aren't very good for Ellie or anything in these slots. So, but I have a crafted Ellie weapon here that is also one of my embellishments, so it'll be a little annoying to change. I guess I should buy a cloak, which I had leech on my cloak before. I think I want speed. I like speed a lot, especially on immobile classes like this. It depends on what content you're doing, right? Like if you're actually doing hard content, avoidance on squishy classes like this. Well, when we say hard, like you're doing like high keys, I think you probably just need the avoidance. If you're doing high mythic progression, then it's a bit of a avoidance makes the most sense to a lot of people intuitively. But a lot of the really high-end raiders actually just play speed much more often than you would guess. That stat is just really good. Like, getting places sooner, dodging out of stuff, tends to actually just be better than avoidance, even though you can't, like, calculate the extra effective health that it gives you like you can with avoidance. Alright, here is my mage. Mage is looking for kind of not really much. I mean, bracers are the slot where I could get the most eye level, but, you know, bracers are a very low stat budget slot, so I don't really care. Ooh, Iridol the Earth's Master. All right. Well, I've heard this is a pretty good item. I don't know if it's particularly good for mage, but it's a myth track weapon. So, you know, it can't be that bad. Again, this is another one of those ones where it's like, if this is wrong, I don't want to be right, you know? All right, let's do Sophic Devotion. And nope, not a 2-star. We're going to shell out the whole 3k for the 3-star Sophic Devotion for this one. Enchant. Nice little 10-second enchantment cast. Love that. I wonder if you can shimmer while you're doing this. Ooh, you can. That's good. And yeah, all right. This character kind of has no excuse for doing no damage now. I guess I still have this kind of suspicious Idol of the Earth Warder trinket, but yeah, that thing's not even that bad. And yeah, I guess I gotta upgrade. I have 23 aspect crests. Do I actually have an enchanted one? No, I don't. Okay, so yeah, I still need to get a lot of aspect crests on this character, but it's genuinely not a bad character either. You know, hero track or myth track in like every slot. Pretty good. Pretty good. I want to play some Arcane and Fire on it now as well. I basically just played Frost on it this season, but I want to try out those other specs. I want to... Oh, and here's my Warlock. I want to try out Destro on this. They were using Destro in the MDI time trials. Actually, it looks really cool. The like the flame rifts and stuff, if you can pull big, seem kind of insane. So yeah, I've been playing AF on my Warlock. I'm still probably not going to play demo because, I guess maybe I'll play some demo on it, but I do want to try out Destro, so maybe I'll do that this week. Ooh, I got a transmog piece that I mailed to myself. That's cool. All right, yeah, so we're looking for another Iridol would be nice. That would be cool. One more Iridol, please, for the road. Damn it. Okay, we got a We got a myth track held in offhand. So the question is it better to take a myth track offhand item or a socket? Or a fraction of a socket. I'm just gonna take the fraction of a socket because, like, I don't know. If I get a myth track weapon, it's gonna be a two-hander. It's not gonna be a one-hander. You gotta have some faith in yourself that you're not gonna be foolish enough to see a one-hander in your vault when it could just be a two-hander and be way better. So yeah, that's gonna be my thought process there. And finally, here's my hunter. This character actually is my lowest eye level character right now, but it's sitting on like 3 enchanted crests, 2 worms and 1 aspect. I just haven't committed them yet, but I really should at some point because I've been sandbagging my groups more than I need to. But yeah, let's see what we get out of the vault. I mean, the longer I wait, the more information I'll have. But, of course, that's kind of grief. All right, boots. Well, see, here's a good example of this, right? I have 483 boots here, and in my currently equipped, I have 424 boots. Maybe I would have accidentally upgraded those, and then I would have gotten owned on my my vault here, but now I don't. So yeah, I need to craft. I guess I'm probably gonna craft just like 476 socketed ring, 476 cloak, and then maybe actually just a 486 gun, even though more eye levels are available on the belt. I'm not sure. I need to look into that. Maybe I'll just keep waiting and see what I get out of my vault next week. It can't be that bad to keep waiting. Anyways, that's it for this week's vault video. Hope you enjoyed. Again, maybe not an episode next week because I may be unable to talk for the first couple of days of next reset. Not sure. Not exactly sure. I'll try and put something out, but no promises. Either way, I'll be back the week after. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.